Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. And happy Pancake Day. Shrove Tuesday. Very nice, very lovely. No, I have not had any pancakes. I'm hoping pancakes will come later. So tonight we are going to be art journaling. I'm going back into my Christmas journal, my new journal I got for Christmas, which is the Square Ledger Dylusions journal. I've only done one page in here so far, so I thought we would go on to this one. And have a little play on that side, and then we'll get started. So let me just find the live. Here we go. Hello, Alison, darling. How are you? Hello, Dominique. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Okay. Oh, first things first, good news, good news. My window had got properly fixed this week. So that was nice. Hello, Dawn. You know, so that is some good news, isn't it? Busy, busy, busy. Right. So, that's a right and a so already. That's terrible. But we're going to go with it. It's going to be fine. Now, I'm not going to... I would never lie to you, of course, anyway. But I'm especially going to be truthful. I have no plan. There is no plan. We are literally flying by the seat of our pants. Okay? Because me and Sam took the kids bowling today because it's half term in our area. And Katie's been going on about it since Christmas. So we were like, do you know what? We're going to go bowling. I would love to say that I was absolutely triumphant and victorious. But I can't because that would be lying. And I just said I wouldn't. So we're really going to go for it. Right. I am going to... This is on a dot grid, okay? So, as you can see, or if you were with us last time, you can catch up with us on Facebook and the YouTube channel. You can still see the ledger underneath. Now, if you haven't seen this journal before, it has square grid pages and two different sorts of ledger pages, and it also has a dot grid, okay? Now, if you have our bullet journaling templates... Okay, they will fit your dot grid, and I will do some more with that. But like I say, haven't planned this evening, so let's not pretend I've planned that well out, okay? So we're going to go over the dot grid, and I'm going to add a bit more to it. Because unlike the ledger, I'm not bothered if this sort of disappears. And I think that's what makes this journal so good. You can have some that you're quite happy to cover, and the ledger not. So I'm going to go to my trusty Complete Works of Shakespeare book. Okay, and we're going to take a couple of pages from here. Oh, a bit of Macbeth. Lovely. Okay. And we're going to take Macbeth on that sort of an angle. Maybe a little bit more. The rest of that can go in my scrap tray, and then we'll do Cressida and her pals that way. Okay, give it sort of like an open look. Okay, I'm supposed to be using up my scrap tray, but it seems to be getting bigger. I have nothing helpful to say apart from that. Alright, so I'm going to take my matte medium. And we're going to apply that to the page. And then over the top. Now, I've got that a little bit wet, but what I like about that, you can also then see the text coming through from the other side. I'm going to put this one right on the join here. just going to work that in. Basically so that it starts to appear the same as the other side. Okay. Now, if you are just starting out journaling, as I will tell anyone, the Dylusions journals are fantastic because it's a smooth surface that takes all inks and paints well. You don't have to worry about the textured surface. It's easy to stamp on, and they genuinely are fab. Now obviously we love our Dina Wakeleys because of the different textures and stuff, but if you are just starting out, your Dylusions ones are really good, and you do get a lot more pages for your money. So if quantity is your thing, a Dylusions journal is the way to go. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a quick blast with my heat tool. And then we're going to go over the top with some paints. Okay, so I'm going to go in with some Dylusions paints, but I am going to use opposing colours. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a Blue Lagoon and a Bubblegum Pink, which I do think are similar to some I might have used last week, but you know, I have done other things since then. I do things in between. If you haven't seen, and you do subscribe to our YouTube channel, if you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, please can you do that. If you haven't seen, I have been adding on some shorts in the last couple of days. I have a stack of sort of started tags that I want to complete, and I want to do some quick art journal pages. So I've done two like 1 minute videos. They're also on our Instagram page. They show the creations in a minute. So I'll go and check them out. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to use, I think I'm just going to stick with the two colours, because obviously together they will give us the third. I'm going to go with, like I say, the Blue Lagoon and the Bubblegum Pink. So I'm just going to have a little shaky up of those. Put some on my palette. Yeah, I will. And I'm going to stick with my big brush for now anyway. I'm going to lift some of that up, water it down, and we're sort of going to go along the seam. Add a bit more water to that. This is going to get dangerous quick, isn't it? Right. And then I'll take the blue that I've already managed to make into a purple. I'll take a little brush. Add some water to this. Soften this edge slightly. And then I'm going to take a small, I've got one here, one of my small blending mats. And push that down over the surface and lift it off. Okay, because basically what I wanted to do was create that sandwich together look, but I don't want a matching double page. Okay, so by using my blending mat, We sort of get that look without having to have a matching one the other side. And here's the thing, while the pages of these journals are lighter weight than some of the Dino Wakers, they still take a lot of colour, they'll take a lot of ink and what have you. They're really, really great. And you'll also be able to see, okay, the fantastic change in texture you get from where the collage medium is on the page. Because that will have sort of sealed it, and because I've watered down the paint, you see, obviously it pushes it away. So that's always exciting. Because once you've dried that water away, it really does change the look and feel of the page. Okay? So I'm just going to really try and get that as dry as I have as much patience for, shall we say. Let's face it, we all know that's not my strongest card to play, your patience. But I don't think any of us are. Well, parchment crafters are, aren't they? They're a patient bunch. I can be when I'm colouring as well. Not as patient as some. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that is an absolutely fantabulous background. Look at all that texture that you've got from where the collage medium is. The drips. As my teenager would say, banging. It's banging. Which I'm assuming is a good thing. Okay. Moving swiftly onwards. Okay, so on this page, we have used the triangles and stripes, so we've got very angular. So I'm thinking on this one, we have to go circles. So I'm going to go with the Swirling Circles Inkable. Okay, I think I'm going to hit it with some Wilted Violet. Okay, and we're going to go in from here. We're going to use our Wilted Violet. We're going to work our way outwards. I'm just going to take that over the edge slightly. I can't lie, the Swirling Circles is a current favourite. Do you know what? I'm going to give that just a little bit more. But I'm not going to go as heavy because what I'm actually doing now is I'm inking the template. I'm inking my inkable. Okay. So I'm going to take my inkable. I'm going to take my mini mister. I'm going to spritz that up. Put that on there. That little bit of card I had earlier. I'm going to push all this. And lift that, and then you sort of get like these negative circles, which are really cool. So I'm going to dry that, because I think, especially with this technique, the more as it dries, it does become more obvious. You know, you can see the circles here. Beautiful. Okay, so to carry on with the circular theme, I'm going to get my coffee stains. Okay. And I think I'm going to work with this one. He's really nice. He's got 2 splats on him. And again, I think I'm going to go in with the Wilted Violet. I'm just going to work my way sort of down this seam. I am doing a little bit higgledy-piggledy. I do that for two reasons. One, I think it creates a better flow. Two, it means if you can get, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 circles there. And what it does mean is I don't have to worry about getting 6 in a row and the seventh one wrong. So if you do them all a bit, it doesn't matter then. You see? I'm up here for thinking, down there for dancing. Right. So we're going to put that over there. And from here, I think we need to add in some of our own mark making. So I'm going to do some numbers first. I'm going to do some little numbers, and I might get journal art elements in so I can do some bigger ones. But I'm going to go in with a really good blue. I'm going to go in with a Mermaid Lagoon, I think. I'm tempted to go in with an ink instead of an oxide. What have I got? Big ink. Have a look, bear with. Oh, a prize ribbon ink, not oxide. Something a bit punchy. Okay. It's going to really go on here. Okay, actually I'm going to use some more of that. This is me about to go off on a tangent. Prepare thyself. I'm going to go in, I think with that prize ribbon we should go in some more with maybe the script background. Okay. And we're going to freehand it. In a couple of areas. Do you know what? I'm just going to apply ink in a few places. And then I actually applied a lot more ink than I thought. That's alright. Brilliant. Very happy. Because it's there, but it's not overpowering anything. You know, the background's still building. Which is really good. Okay, I had it here earlier. Where have I put it? I was looking for my big one circles. Okay, because I need my white Posca pen, which again I was using earlier. So let's face it, that means it could now be anywhere. I'm trying to be really good and look very carefully. Nope, can't see it. Just don't think that's going to be quite strong enough. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a bit of a rethink. I'm going to take some white linen Dylusions paint. Okay. And with a really dry brush, a short dry brush. I've gone quiet. I'm concentrating. And I need a couple more over here. You know what, I'm going to get a blendy tool. That would make more sense at this juncture. Here we go. Oh yes. Right. I'll put that back over. Lovely. Right, and then I'm just going to do a little inside each of those circles with the leftover paint. Excellent. This, I'm living for it. Okay. So I'm just going to give everything a good waft with my heat tool. Just to make sure everything is set and dry. And then I'm going to go into my transparency folder because I really want to use this one. I was looking at it earlier today and I wanted to use it and it was too big for the project I had. So if you go and look at, like I said, my art journal page in a minute, on YouTube, it does have, I am using a transparency, but one of the smaller faces, which I think is from faces number 4 from the transparency prints, because this one was too big for that project, but I really wanted to use it. So if you are new to Bee Crafty, this image is available in an A6 stamp, but this is an A5 transparency print. Okay, so I'm going to use a little of my matte medium to secure her in place. And I have got some little clips that I will use to hold her down. Whilst that dries. Okay, and then from there we need a sentiment. Now I'm going to have a quick look at my transparency words. I've got the spontaneous words here. So I do have those, but I don't know whether to go for a stamped sentiment instead. But the Splendiferous does look quite good, doesn't it? I do have, I've just seen this flower. I keep adding to it. The green is just throwing me off. No, I'm not gonna, because the same flower's on that page. Scrap that plan. However, the Splendiferous might be a goer. I'm just picking it up so I can have a look at it as you're looking at it. Yeah. Do we think so? I think so. I'm going to go for a Splendiferous. Here we go. So, again, with my collage matte medium, because it dries lovely and dry and not shiny, which isn't such a big deal if you do them with transparency print anyway. But we're just going to facing, yeah, so I'm just going to hold that a sec. Okay, so you can see, there we go, that's probably the best way to show it, isn't it? You can see all that detail from the book page and the stamping underneath those transparency prints. So for me as well, if you've got a lot of we were just talking about half-started tags, if you've got some half-started pages and you want to get them finished, crack on, your transparency prints are a great way to do that, because if you've been avoiding covering up the background because you like it so much, this is a way of completing your page without covering it up. But obviously you could also do that with your, if you have the stamp, with the Bee Crafty stamping tissue. So that is another one of going over. Do we love it? Do we love it? Okay, so this is how I like to do pages in my journals. I'm not saying it always works to plan, but if I have two pages, like a layout that isn't a double layout on a page, I do like them to be completely polar opposites in a way. Now obviously I'm a believer in the more is more, but look, there's a bit of unpainted space there. But I like the way. So I think keeping the doodle art off that one was great, because this is a doodly art one, and this is the faces. So it does sort of keep those separate. So I'm so speedy. I'm so, I know, I'm amazed as well. So I didn't put a schedule up on the Facebook page for this week, and I am so sorry for that. To be honest, with it being half term, it's throwing me complete out of a loop. Not to mention, my wingman, she's gone off skiing. Abs is gone skiing for the week, gallivanting. So yeah, I am live in Crafting Together with All Brands tomorrow at 2 PM. Sally is live tomorrow evening, and we will have another Freehand Friday going live on the YouTube channel on Friday. But do keep your eye out on YouTube for more little shorts as I try to use up and complete half-finished projects around my craft room. And in fairness, there's that many, there should be shorts most days for the rest of the year. Have a fantastic evening, guys. Bye.